fellow students and parents, and welcome to Mr. Mac's AP Human Geography class. So before we get started, I guess I should tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Brett McIntyre. This is my 7th year teaching, with the first 6 being spent at Slidell High School. I'm married. My wife's name is Molly, and she is a nurse. We have 3 little boys, Benjamin, who is 4, Theodore, who is 3, and Jacob, who is 1. And all 3 of them will be starting at Northlake this year. We are so incredibly excited to be a part of the Northlake family. Originally, I'm from Mississippi, a town called Ocean Springs. I graduated from the University of Southern Mississippi with a degree in English education, and ever since my time at Southern Miss, I've really had a heart for missions, going around the world and telling people about Jesus Christ, and that is really where my excitement about this class comes from. AP Human Geography is an amazing course, but it's very possible you're wondering, what exactly is AP Human Geography? Well, let me define it. Human geography is the branch of geography dealing with how human activity affects or is influenced by the Earth's surface. Basically, human geography is about the Earth and how we humans use it. So this sort of leads me to point number 1 when we're talking about what is human geography. And that is, human geography is different than world geography. So this might seem like splitting hairs a little bit, and I taught world geography for 4 years. I love that class, but human geography is quite a bit different. World geography is going to focus primarily on where things are and, what are the cultures in those areas, whereas human geography kind of has a broader umbrella than that. We will look at where things are, but primarily for the reason of knowing, okay, how does a country or a place's location affect the people who live there? How does it affect their economics? How does it affect their population? How does it affect the way that they live, the way that they spend their money, the way that they build their homes, the way that they change or adapt to their environment? Do certain things about certain areas make people want to go there, or does it make people want to leave there? Do certain things about certain areas mean that it's going to be easier for people to have farming, for people to grow food, or does it mean that it's going to be harder and people are going to have to bring their food in from somewhere else? So in a lot of ways, human geography is much more of a problem solution type of class, and looking at how do people adapt to their environment more so than just where is a country and what are the people like who live there. Now, point number 2, and this is a big one. Human geography is not a normal history class. That can be a little bit confusing since I am definitely a history teacher and we are seated within the history department. But again, human geography and geography in general really is its own thing. And the beautiful thing about geography is that it's kind of got something for everybody. A great example of something that we might look at is something like Hurricane Katrina. Not just how did the storm form and why was it so bad, but what happened because of that hurricane? How did the area that we live in here in Louisiana change because of the hurricane? Are there people who live here that moved here specifically because of Katrina? Are there people that live in other states that moved away specifically because of Katrina? Or we might look at the spatial layout of a city like New Orleans before Katrina and determine, okay, what about this city made it so difficult for the city to get water out after the hurricane? Or what about it made it such a deadly storm for the people living in New Orleans at the time? Or we might look at the economic impact of it. How did this hurt the bottom line of states like Mississippi and Louisiana? And how did the industries within these states change because of a storm like Katrina? Now, this is just a local example, but you can see how that's got a little bit of everything within it. So like I said, geography, not completely a history class. It's really kind of its own thing. Now, point number 3, and this is my favorite thing about this class. Human geography is a perfect opportunity to learn about the goodness and provision of God. As we start to look at the world around us, as we start to look at the people all over this world, it's going to be like, in a lot of ways, our eyes get opened up to perspectives that are different than our own, and to ways of thinking and ways of surviving on earth that are different than our own. But the common thing there is going to be the goodness of God in providing for the people that He created. And what I want to do in this class is look, what are the specific problems and what are the specific ways of living around the world for people so that we can maybe one day use that information to tell more and more people about the goodness of Jesus Christ. Okay, so now that we've talked about the human geography part, let's talk about the AP part. I want to do a little basic rundown of what AP is and what exactly this test is. AP is a part of a company called College Board. Every year they put out AP tests in a variety of different subjects. AP is meant to be a college level course, meaning that this class is going to be extremely difficult, particularly in the realm of vocabulary. There is going to be vocabulary every single week, and you need to know what these words mean. But don't worry, we're going to get to that. The AP Human Geography test is broken down into 2 sections, 60 multiple choice questions and then 3 free response questions. The 3 free response questions, or FRQs, are written, but not really like an essay. It's something that we're going to talk a lot about in class. The multiple choice questions and free response questions are going to cover content that we learned about in class, but not just in a regurgitate facts sort of way, more so in a apply them to real world situations sort of way. So that's what we're going to be doing. I know this seems like a lot, but we are going to eat, sleep, and breathe AP Human Geography, and we're going to break that test apart and make sure we know it backward and forward and what they might ask us when we get there. The main thing you need to know about with AP Human Geography is that they put out what they call a course and exam description guide. This is the big document for the class, and the great thing about it is that it tells you every single thing that could come up on this test. The bad news about it is that it is a lot of material, and it's something that we're going to have to know, not just in a sort of surface level way. We're going to need to know deeply what is on this document. Now, I'm posting the link to this below this video because it is so important, and we're going to look at it every single class period. This is a hard copy of the course and exam description guide. This is never more than a few feet away from me at all times. This is like my whole thing. I'm always looking at this document. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions about human geography, if you have any questions about AP, please let me know. I will be so happy to answer those questions. I look forward to teaching all of you students, parents. I look forward to getting to know you better. Please stay in touch.